This clip was recorded near Doncaster Airport in the UK, where a plane spotter accidentally captured a fast-moving object crossing the frame at high speed. The object appears only briefly before disappearing, leaving no clear indicators of its nature or origin. Recorded in Wyoming in June 2022, this footage shows a fast-moving white object with a spherical or lozenge-like shape traveling over mountainous terrain. With its rapid movement and reflective appearance, the object cannot be easily matched to known aircraft or atmospheric phenomena. Captured from what appears to be a cockpit view, this video shows a small spherical object moving rapidly with no clear features or propulsion visible. Shown during the 2022 congressional hearings, this clip became part of renewed public debate around unidentified aerial phenomena and their investigation. Recorded over Marseille, France in September 2018, this footage shows an object hovering in place before slowly shifting position with no obvious propulsion or aircraft features.
Il n'y a pas de queue.
The object's hovering behavior and slow movement make it difficult to identify, as no clear propulsion or conventional aircraft features are visible. During World War II, pilots reported mysterious glowing objects in the sky. This video is claimed to be from that period and is often linked to those early sightings. During a live Brazilian weather broadcast, a silver disc-shaped object suddenly crossed the camera frame, moving rapidly and standing out clearly against the stormy sky.
De uma nova variante descoberta para a qual não existe vacina. É uma nova variante, se ela se espalhar, a gente não sabe o que vai acontecer. O avião passando lá, é avião ou disco voador? Não pode ser disco voador, porque se ela se espalhar, a gente não sabe o que vai acontecer. O avião passando lá, é avião ou disco voador? Se ela se espalhar, a gente não sabe o que vai acontecer. O avião passando lá, é avião ou disco? Se ela se espalhar, a gente não sabe o que vai acontecer. O avião passando lá, é avião ou disco voador?
The object's sudden appearance and straight trajectory raise questions, as no confirmed explanation has been provided for what crossed the frame. Filmed in April 2020, this video shows an unidentified object slowly descending toward a clearing, though the exact location remains disputed between Bolivia and Colombia.
Ya en el cielo.
Eso no es una cometa. Está bajando.
Viene por usted, Susana.
Güey.
No, se
Hola,
está
está
pensando.
bajando.
¿Y eso está por donde, Pedro?
Hola, está, hola.
Ay, sí.
Pero se metió.
Se bajó. Ahí ya se metió. Ya.
The lack of clear context and mixed location reports leave the nature of this descending object open to interpretation. While filming a lightning storm in Florida, a camera briefly captured a fast-moving object cutting across the sky, too quick to identify clearly.
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot across? Did anyone else?
With only a split second of visibility, it remains unclear whether this was a natural phenomenon, camera artifact, or an unidentified aerial object. This clip, recorded during the 2022 Platinum Jubilee flypast, shows a fast-moving spherical object briefly crossing the path of the Red Arrow's aerobatic team. The object's speed and timing during a coordinated military flypast raise questions, though no official explanation has been provided regarding what was captured. During the STS-48 mission, cameras captured a small object outside the shuttle. NASA attributed it to ice, though some viewers continue to question that explanation. Although NASA described the object as ice debris, some viewers remain unconvinced, pointing to its motion and behavior as reasons for continued debate. Recorded in Wentzville, Missouri, in September 2022, this footage shows an object hovering motionless before suddenly accelerating away at high speed.
What the fuck is that, man? This shit we're getting invaded by aliens, dude. What is going on?
The sudden acceleration and disappearance make this sighting difficult to explain, as no conventional aircraft is known to perform such maneuvers. Footage from the 1970s appears to show a spherical object flying near a Concorde, briefly matching its speed before accelerating away. The object's ability to match the aircraft's speed and briefly pause nearby raises questions, though no official explanation has ever confirmed what was recorded. In this clip from Perth, Western Australia, a green orb is seen flying while emitting a pulsing light. The object maintains steady movement and brightness changes without obvious propulsion. With no confirmed explanation or supporting data, its nature remains uncertain and open to further examination. This footage comes from an International Space Station video feed recorded in November 2022. In the lower right corner of the frame, a small object can be seen moving rapidly away from Earth. The object appears briefly before exiting the frame at high speed. Its trajectory and behavior do not clearly match known satellites, debris, or common orbital activity. 9 years ago, a Falcon 9 exploded during launch preparations. In the final seconds, a fast-moving object appears in frame, raising questions that have never been fully explained. Official reports describe the incident as a technical failure. However, the brief object seen just before the explosion continues to raise questions about timing and coincidence. During a training rotation in Germany, shortly before Operation Desert Storm, a cavalry unit detected a thermal contact believed to be a routine target. A live strike was called in as part of the exercise. However, the object's behavior after engagement did not resemble any known drone, aircraft, or balloon, raising later questions about what was actually observed. On August 9, 2009, a WSAZ TV news helicopter was filming a routine report over the Mountaineer Power Plant in West Virginia. During the aerial footage, cameras captured several glowing orbs hovering near the smokestacks. The objects showed no clear flight characteristics and were never identified, leaving the sighting officially unexplained. The following footage was recorded in Huatulco, Mexico, showing a disc-shaped object with no visible lights or conventional flight characteristics.
Is that?
The lack of identifiable features and controlled movement leave unanswered questions. What exactly was recorded here is still unclear. In October 2010, multiple bright objects were recorded hovering over New York City. The lights appeared stationary at times, maintaining formation before slowly drifting apart. No aircraft noise was reported, and flight tracking data did not clearly identify conventional traffic in the area. The footage sparked widespread discussion, yet no official explanation was ever confirmed. On January 22, 2024, a triangular-shaped object was recorded over Lake Pend Oreille, Idaho, near a U.S. Navy research facility. The footage lasts over a minute and shows steady, controlled movement with no visible propulsion or navigation lights. Days later, a similar object was reported in Washington state, prompting questions about whether these sightings are related. The following footage was recorded in Brazil and shows a glowing, fire-like object moving through a forest at night, with no timestamp or confirmed explanation. The object's appearance and motion raise questions, but without supporting information, no clear conclusion can be drawn from the footage alone. On November 6, 2020, a witness in Camden, New Jersey, recorded a dark, elongated object hovering silently above the city. The craft showed no visible markings or propulsion and did not resemble a blimp or conventional aircraft. While some consider the footage authentic, others suggest it may be recycled CGI, leaving the case unresolved. This clip was received without any background information. At first, the lights resemble a coordinated drone display. However, a bright plasma-like form appears suddenly among them, behaving differently. Moments later, everything vanishes. With no location, date, or audio context, the footage remains difficult to classify.
Les voisins, c'est qui ont pris leur caméra. On dirait que ça bouge.
This footage, recorded in Italy, shows a dark object hovering completely motionless in the sky. There are no visible wings, no propulsion, and no apparent movement relative to the surroundings. The object maintains its position for an extended period, which makes it difficult to attribute to conventional aircraft, drones, or known atmospheric phenomena.
Yo, what is this, bro? It's like stars that are moving, bro. Yo, what is this, bro? That's wild, G. Yeah, who's recording this? So I thought it would be cool if I recorded too, you know what I'm saying? Oh my god, what is this, bro? Is this Dragon Ball Z? I'm freaking out, man. Oh, it's moving. See that shit? See, it's moving. It's moving. I ain't bugging out. I ain't bugging out, bro. I knew I wasn't bugging.
Recorded somewhere in the United States on an unknown date, this footage shows 5 bright white objects hovering above a populated area. Witnesses observed as the objects maintained spacing before quickly changing formation. The movement appeared deliberate rather than random, and no conventional aircraft noise was reported. Without location data or tracking information, the sighting remains unexplained. This footage was reportedly filmed from a small aircraft flying above cloud level when a sudden, extremely bright object emerges through the clouds and rapidly ascends. Some viewers suggest this was a rocket launch, possibly filmed near Corona, New Mexico. However, no exhaust plume or engine sound is present. Airspace during launches is normally restricted, yet the aircraft appears unusually close. Without verified location, original audio, or launch records, the rocket explanation remains uncertain. This clip was filmed in Los Angeles by Logan Paul and Mike Majlak, who reported seeing multiple fast-moving lights, managing to capture one glowing object on camera.
Whatever that is so high, dude.
Right here. Look, there's another one.
Way too fucking fast, bro.
What is that one?
Oh! Whoa! What was that?
The witnesses described seeing multiple objects, though only one was captured. Its speed and distance make identification difficult. During a live Skywatch 7 weather segment in Buffalo, New York, a WKEW presenter noticed a fast-moving object in the clouds and replayed the footage on air.
I'm going to get right in the way. This appears through the clouds. Watch what happens, because it moves pretty quick. I'll get out of the way. Comes at us and goes over. What do you think that was?
What is it? There's another one, it looks like.
Well, that's a planet. So you don't got to worry about that. That just keeps going down. But the one that kind of whizzes, I'm thinking that one might be a drone. There was Kiss the Summer Hello. It might have come over. But Andy's, I'll repost that one because I don't know what happened there. Anyway, it was a pretty cool sight to see.
The presenter suggested it was a drone, but the object's rapid movement and shape raised doubts about that explanation. This is official NASA footage from the STS-75 mission documenting the tethered satellite system experiment during Space Shuttle Columbia's flight.
This view showing the satellite. Again, just moving into sunrise. 81 nautical miles now from Columbia.
Guys getting the image?
Franklin, we see a long line, a couple of star-like things, and a lot of things swimming in the foreground. Can you describe what you're seeing?
Well, the long line is a tether, and there's a little bit of debris that kind of flies with us, and it's illuminated by the sun at such low angle. So there's a lot of stray light, and it's getting washed out quickly, but Quad is trying to do
NASA attributed the moving objects to debris near the camera, though their appearance and motion continue to be debated by observers to this day. In November 2014, the Chilean Navy released this footage recorded during a routine coastal patrol showing an unidentified object tracked by a military helicopter's FLIR system. The object was tracked for over 9 minutes in infrared before disappearing into cloud cover. Despite analysis by military experts, no definitive identification was ever confirmed. While filming a real estate video in Fairfield, Connecticut, a drone pilot unexpectedly captured a fast-moving object and several distant lights passing through the frame. Although birds have been suggested, the speed and apparent formation of the lights differ from typical wildlife captured in similar drone footage.
What is that? heck?
Recorded on Halloween night in 2007 in St. Catharines, Ontario, this footage shows a triangular-shaped object in the night sky. During this period, similar triangular craft were being reported frequently across North America. The object's shape and steady appearance closely resemble those accounts. Despite years of discussion, sightings like this have never received a definitive explanation. On February 10, 2015, a purple-colored object was recorded hovering over the city of Lima, Peru. Witnesses reported watching the object remain visible for several moments as it appeared stationary or slowly drifting. Its distinct coloration and steady presence drew attention before it eventually accelerated away, leaving no confirmed explanation for what was observed.
Disappeared and then went back. Do you think it's a drone?
In this clip, filmed somewhere in the United States, a luminous object is seen moving through the sky with unusual control. It alternates between slow and rapid motion, briefly vanishing before becoming visible again. The object's behavior and light emission do not clearly resemble common aircraft, leaving its nature open to interpretation.
¿Qué hora son? 5:53. OVNI en Paita. OVNI en Paita. Se registra OVNI en Paita. Aquí estamos en la subida de TP. Estamos en la subida de TP. Allá está el OVNI. Este es el OVNI. Ya se va desapareciendo ahí.
On October 21st, 2021, at approximately 5:53 a.m., a bright, tic-tac shaped object was recorded over the airspace of Paita, Peru. According to reports, the object appeared briefly and hovered in the sky before moving off after several seconds. The footage was reportedly captured by an industrial worker, and the object's brightness and shape did not clearly match conventional aircraft. The following footage has no confirmed date or location, but it shows a bright, disc-shaped object whose appearance prompted its sharing for closer examination. Recorded in Oakland in 2012, this eclipse captures a large disc-shaped object hovering steadily, displaying a clear circular form without visible means of lift. With no visible propulsion or control surfaces, the object does not clearly match conventional aerial platforms or known flight behavior. According to the leak, this 2013 footage was recorded by a 160 SOAR crew operating near Fort Irwin. The object reportedly matched the helicopter, then turned sharply and departed at high speed.
Voy. Ya va.
Mira, tómalo un platillo.
Ya va.
Coño, ahí. Déjalo ahí que está parado. Nada, huevo, nada. Mira esa
Mierda.
mierda. Coño, pero mira, justo en el momento en que nos vinimos. Mira.
No se mueve, mira.
No, que eso dura así parado. No te digo que nosotros fuimos, así fue como el que nosotros vimos. Qué arrecho. Esto no van a creer ese cuento, te lo juro que cuando lo digamos, ¿lo grabaste? ¿Sí lo lograste grabar?
Se está yendo, mira, se está yendo.
Se fue.
Se está yendo.
Era de aquí para
Se está
allá.
yendo.
Coño, pero gracias a Dios. ¿Sí lo grabaste? Vamos a revisar.
This footage from Venezuela shows a bright cigar-shaped object hovering motionless in the sky before slowly fading from view. The object shows no visible propulsion, no blinking lights, and no apparent movement. Its ability to remain stationary without drifting or descending makes it difficult to compare with conventional aircraft or known atmospheric phenomena. This clip was recorded over Ireland in March 2007 and shows a triangular-shaped object moving through the night sky. During the recording, the object appears to emit a concentrated red light or beam. Its shape, movement, and lighting pattern do not match standard aircraft configurations, making the footage difficult to classify using conventional explanations. The object's triangular shape and emitted light do not align with known aircraft patterns, leaving its identity and purpose unclear.
Come on, focus. Check that out. It's right over the bay. Hope we can see reference points in this video. We can see reference points. I see trees. They have reference points. This thing takes off. It's no kind of video. Yeah. Check that out. Killer. This thing is real. It can't be no balloon. It's no balloon, man. It's no balloon. That is real. That's a real thing, dude. That is the real thing. Where the hell did it go? Gone, man.
On August 23, 1995, near Redfish Point, Florida, investigator Mike Hawken and several others observed a bright, disc-shaped object in the night sky. At around 10:13 p.m., Hawkins followed the object and managed to record clear footage. The object appeared structured with distinct lighting and did not behave like conventional aircraft, leaving the sighting unexplained. This footage, recorded in Florida in 2021, shows an object with a bird-like silhouette remaining airborne for an extended time, without visible propulsion, exhaust, or conventional flight behavior.
What the hell is that?
Is it a balloon or something?
The object's shape and steady motion make it difficult to classify. Without clear wing movement, propulsion, or additional context, its true nature remains uncertain.
Тихо, блин, он не хочет фокусироваться, как назло. Вот, летит и светит. Летит и светит. И не фокусируется на нем. Все по классике.
On February 1st, 2022, in Spherical, Russia, a bright white orb was recorded slowly descending toward the ground. The object appeared to reduce speed and hover just inches above the surface without visible propulsion, exhaust, or sound. Its controlled movement and steady glow do not clearly match known aircraft, drones, or common atmospheric phenomena. This footage is claimed to be from Manitoulin Island, Ontario, showing several disc-shaped objects rising above the landscape. However, terrain analysis does not match the real location, and visual indicators suggest possible digital compositing. Whether misattributed footage or deliberate CGI, the clip remains questionable and worth closer examination. On April 11, 2008, at approximately 7:24 a.m., a witness in Alvin, Texas, recorded a dark object hovering above a residential area. The object appeared to remain stationary for a period of time, showing no visible propulsion or movement. Its shape and behavior did not clearly match conventional aircraft, leaving the sighting unexplained.
What the fuck is that? That's fucking crazy, man. What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
On May 21st, 2021, in Melbourne, Australia, witnesses recorded a bright vertical object appearing in the morning sky. According to those present, the light appeared suddenly remained visible for several minutes, then disappeared before reappearing once more. The object showed no clear structure or motion pattern, leading some to describe it as projection-like or atmospheric in nature. In December 2023, residents of Cordoba captured this luminous elongated craft drifting silently overhead. The shape is unmistakably cylindrical, but the glow surrounding it suggests an internal energy source rather than reflected light. It moves in one clean, stable direction, without the wobble you'd expect from something like a lantern or drone. This kind of sustained, steady motion has been reported in many UFO sightings around the world.
What do you guys see in that cloud? Sure looks like a UFO to me. Yeah, crazy. I've never seen a cloud like that before.
Captured by a drone over the Pilis Mountains in Hungary, this 6-second clip shows a fast-moving cylindrical UFO shooting across the sky. The object maintains a perfectly straight shape with no signs of propulsion, yet it travels at extreme velocity. This type of motion, sudden, controlled, and silent, is often described in high-speed UFO sightings. Whatever this object is, it's clearly not behaving like normal aerial technology. Over Spain, this cigar-shaped object was caught gliding across the clear sky. Its reflective surface and symmetrical design make it look intentional, not accidental. There are no wings and no signs of any propulsion system, yet it maintains a steady path. Cigar-shaped UFOs have been reported since the 1940s, and this one fits that description almost perfectly. Recorded in Russia back in 2016, this glowing, luminous orb appears just above ground level.
Сейчас в сторону уйдет. Да это шаровая молния, я просто первый раз в жизни вижу. В сторону сейчас уйдет, зараза.
Radiating a powerful bluish light. It doesn't flicker like lightning and doesn't behave like ball lightning either. The stability is too controlled. The sphere holds its shape, maintains its position, and seems almost intelligent in the way it hovers. Encounters with bright energy-based objects like this remain some of the most mysterious.
Cara, ¿qué es esa mierda? Verga, ¿qué es esa mierda?
This sighting from England features a vertical UFO with shifting light points that blink in and out along the craft's length. The lights don't behave like reflections. They appear suddenly, vanish, then reappear in a different segment. The object stays perfectly still the entire time, making the pulsing lights the most striking feature. It looks less like a natural phenomenon and more like a craft with an active energy system. In 2014, over Rick Wibara's backyard in the United States, this strange metallic sphere appeared out of nowhere. It had 3 rod-like appendages sticking out from its sides and a movement pattern that made no sense. Sudden stops, then quick bursts forward. The witness estimated it was 4 to 6 feet wide, floating about 400 feet above the ground. Whatever this was, it didn't act like any drone or balloon we know of.
It's moving.
This strange sighting from Ukraine in 2016 shows a luminous blue orb appearing in the distance. Yet it remains completely silent and motionless. It doesn't look like a drone, a vehicle, or anything tied to weather, just a single, powerful sphere of blue light. If you saw this in an empty field, how would you even begin to explain it? Back in 2015, users examining Google Earth found a disc-shaped object suspended in mid-air over a residential street in Nova Scotia. Days later, Google quietly replaced the imagery, removing the anomaly. The sudden deletion fueled speculation, especially since the object appeared clearly elevated rather than grounded. Without metadata or preserved map tiles, the original screenshot is the only remaining record of the sighting. strange luminous object was filmed on Cedros Island, Baja, California, Mexico.
A la verga. A la verga, cayó un ovni, plebe, cayó un ovni. A la verga, ¿dónde está? Un platillo volador. Un platillo volador, cadera. Ahí va Sebastián a verlo. Allá va. Va por acá, güey.
The object appears to be a bright white oval-shaped craft, hovering low along the ridgeline before shifting position. Its movement and luminosity don't match drones, aircraft, or typical atmospheric phenomena, making this one of the more unusual captures from the region. Whether it's a low-altitude UAP, a plasma-type object, or a structured craft reflecting sunlight, remains completely open to interpretation.
Quality. Holy cow, what? I'm zooming into max. Look, it's green. I always wanted to see a UFO, man. That's awesome. It's not blinking.
In the middle of the Alberta storm, something strange happened right after the flash.
What is it? It's going for a long time. It's like a fireball, but not really. It's the wrong color.
A perfectly round, bright blue orb hovered in complete silence. It didn't fade, it didn't drift with the wind, just held its position as if observing. Weather experts would call this a rare phenomenon. But the stability of the object raises more questions than answers. Could this be a form of unknown aerial technology? Captured over the Isle of Wight, this footage shows a red luminous point attached to a barely visible triangular-shaped craft. Often associated with TR-3B, like sightings. The formation of lights and the dark mass behind them suggest a three-point geometry rather than a single object. Its movement is smooth and controlled, with no strobe patterns typical of civilian or military aircraft.
Fucking UFO.
Like nothing.
Milan, Italy, April 29th, 2007. A witness captured a dark, structured disc hovering silently in the sky during early evening.
Oh,
Oh, what is?
c'è?
C'è?
Sì, quelli dell'anno scorso.
No.
Guardalo.
Bello, Anto.
Zitta, fiamma.
Guarda i punti di riferimento.
Punti di riferimento, la sega, punti di riferimento.
Che bello, caro.
Ferma, aspetta. Ecco, aspetta, guarda.
No,
Guarda da vicino, corri.
No.
The craft shows clear circular layers beneath it, giving it a distinctly mechanical appearance, one of the more defined daylight captures reported from Italy. Recorded over Santiago in 2019, this glowing object appears to stretch, twist, and shift form while remaining extremely bright. The changing silhouette makes it hard to categorize, and the motion doesn't match common flight patterns or typical balloon drift. Even when the brightness flares, parts of the structure remain visible, a strange and highly unusual capture from the Chilean capital. This footage shows a classic disc-shaped craft positioned above the Himalayan mountains. The object appears stable, maintaining its height and shape against strong daylight. No aircraft markings, no contrails, and no known explanation for its presence. A fascinating capture from one of the world's highest landscapes.
Mine is.
What the fuck is that? That is so weird. That's not a plane. That's... I can't believe I'm seeing this right now. What? Hold on, keep filming. Do not stop filming that.
Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. A witness captured a disc-shaped object with what appear to be small portholes along its side. The craft's structure looks metallic and unusually defined for a daylight sighting. It remains one of the clearer disc photographs reported from the region.
Mucha distancia. Mucha distancia, pero nada, esa madre ni un día también. Mira, Sara está atrás de mí. Güey, qué pedo con esa madre. Esa madre lo paniquea. Guacha las luces, güey. Pero esa madre está pequeña, esa madre se ve pasa a ver eso. Esa madre me paniquea a mí, yo pienso que se van a venir. Dice que lo voy para atrás del otro lado. Sí, no. Pero después de que... Estamos esperando que salga atrás de la cámara.
Captured in Brazil, this footage shows a luminous cylindrical object moving steadily through the sky.
Agora sim. Que lindo! Olha meus amigos me visitando.
Meus amigos me visitando.
Its shape is perfectly straight, with no rotation or flickering that you'd expect from drones or balloons. The even glow across its entire length makes the object especially unusual, a clean example of a classic rod or cigar-shaped sighting. This footage from Oman in 2017 shows a long, dark object crossing the face of the moon. The silhouette is clean and tapered, with a faint trailing shadow that suggests solid structure. It doesn't resemble space debris or the usual objects seen during lunar observations, an intriguing lunar transit with no clear explanation.
This UFO literally just landed out here. Unbelievable. Clear as day. And no one here except for me. And this is where this UFO lands. It's not a drone. I mean, come on, people, man. You guys need to wake up. This freaking UFO just landed out here. Literally hovering.
Over Breen, Somerset, on July 27, 2008, a father and son captured a cigar-shaped craft hanging motionless in the clear sky.
I'll zoom in. No, it's weird. Let's just zoom back so you can see, yeah? Yeah, let's just zoom back now. This is how far away it is. That's a weird looking shape. Where's it? Can't pick up now on the camera. Zoom, go down again, get some focus on it. Back up.
The object stays perfectly vertical with no sign of propulsion or movement. Its presence felt eerie, especially coming just one day before the Grand Pier fire, a strange and unforgettable moment from that summer. Recorded in Jalisco, Mexico, this object has a strange donut-like silhouette with a glowing point in the middle.
No en forma de dona. ¿Qué eres?
The outer structure appears irregular, yet the central light stays perfectly visible. It moves in a controlled way that's hard to classify as wind-driven, a strange and very unusual sighting from western Mexico. Germany, July 2025. A witness recorded a classic disc-shaped object gliding silently across the sky. Its silhouette is perfectly round and evenly dark, without any visible wings or lights, simple, clear, and one of those captures that makes you stop and think.
That thing is just floating, bro. At the beach. What is that? We got UFOs in San Diego?
Captured in West Lothian, Scotland on November 7th, 2025, this footage shows multiple bright lights arranged in a clear formation. Despite the fog and poor visibility, the lights maintain the same spacing and alignment throughout the clip. They're too far to identify, but too organized to dismiss as random reflections. A genuinely intriguing moment in the Scottish night sky.
سبحان الله هو جاي عاوتاني عندنا شي كيدير شي الصفه ديالو كيديرها